We start with the latest related to the return of the South Korean workers detained in the U.S. Now, roughly an hour ago, the Foreign Ministry here announced that the workers will not be boarding the chartered flight home on Wednesday as planned. For details, I have our senior correspondent Oh Soo-young on the line. Sooyoung, welcome. Now, I believe this announcement came quite abruptly.
That's right, Sonia, very abruptly indeed. The Foreign Ministry announced just an hour ago that 300 or so Koreans at the Immigration Detention Center in Georgia will not be able to depart by chartered flight on Wednesday local time. This is quote-unquote due to circumstances on the U.S. side. Now, I just spoke to an official who indicated that South Korea, that is the government, its companies and the chartered airline involved, were fully preparing for a Wednesday departure. Now, local reports even indicate that the companies were helping the detainees ship their luggage to Korea separately. So for a reason that is unknown and undisclosed to us right now, the U.S. is stalling the process. The ministry says negotiations, though, with Washington are ongoing. But given that it's quite early in the morning in the U.S., the issue is unlikely to be resolved before Foreign Minister Sooyoung and Secretary of State Marco Rubio meet. So it looks like it's up to those two officials to quickly finalize the negotiations. However, even upon the detainees' release or whatever agreement that's reached, it seems difficult to determine when the next flight can be arranged, as it takes logistical preparation for the airline company in keeping with aviation safety standards and procedures.
Right, sounds quite complicated. So, what are the sticking points with regard to the negotiations?
Well, the Foreign Minister has said that he will ensure those detained are released on the condition of voluntary departure from the U.S. and face no disadvantages upon re-entering the U.S., such as 5-year entry bans. According to the U.S. State Department, Cho will meet his counterpart on Wednesday at the White House and is likely to prioritize the immediate need for release of the detainees. He said that he's also going to turn this crisis into an opportunity to improve visa tracks for Korean firms operating in the U.S. On Wednesday, Cho held a roundtable in D.C. with Korean representatives from LG, Hyundai, Samsung, POSCO, SK, among others. And these companies, they're calling for two main visa tracks. So first, a new E4 visa quota under the long-stalled Partner with Korea Act, which would allow up to 15,000 skilled Korean professionals to work in the U.S. each year. Second, the Korean firms would like higher approval rates for the E2 visas. Now, these are basically related to jobs created through foreign investment, and this would pertain to staff employed by Korean-invested plants in the United States. So corporate leaders, they've been stressing that without such dedicated visa programs, further large-scale investment in the U.S. And its manufacturing sector would be very difficult. Now, countries like Canada and Mexico, in comparison, they enjoy unlimited non-immigrant professional visas under the North America Free Trade Agreement. Australia has over 10,000 annual E3 visas. Singapore and Chile, they've secured thousands of H-1B1 visas through trade agreements. But South Korea uniquely has no such track. So we'll have to see what Cho and Rubio discuss and the outcome of their talks on Wednesday. But the stakes are high for both countries. Without structural administrative support for Korean professionals in key industrial sectors, it's hard to see investment in America as a feasible option for global businesses.
Right, I see. All right, Sooyoung, thank you for that update, and do keep us posted.